As you know, I talk a lot about the political realignment and the Overton window shifting and stretching and moving across the political spectrum. And I talked about this today on Substack, on Substack. We actually posted the video here on YouTube. But Mike Johnson said something that I missed this morning until after this interview that I really want to play for you because I believe he is talking about the same thing I'm talking about. I think a lot of people are talking about this out there, but they're not really set on what is happening. So let me play this clip from Mike Johnson's press conference this morning. We'll talk about it.
What we're witnessing is truly the end of the Democratic Party as we've known it. And even some Democrats are now saying that out loud. You can see it in their interviews. I watched one last night.
You see the smirks in their face? Yeah, the end of the Democratic Party, and they're saying it out loud. Go ahead and like and subscribe here at the Tony Michaels Podcast. Hit that bell notification. You're not going to want to miss a single video. I'm going to break this realignment thing down for you time and time and time again. I'm going to show Mike Johnson here how he's catching on to something, but he's still completely full of shit. Speaking of Mike Johnson being full of shit, he hates the Constitution. Go to yourpocketconstitution.com. Download a digital copy for free. It's absolutely free to download at yourpocketconstitution.com. You get a chance to get 10% off a physical one. So go to yourpocketconstitution.com and get that digital download. All right, let's get back to Mikey here. Go ahead, closet man.
All this is directly related to the Democrats' shutdown show.
Oh, everything is related to the Democrats' shutdown show. Okay, all right. I'm bought in. Not really, but go ahead.
Why? Because just like they decided to save their own skin, that they had to endorse the Marxist Mandami in an unprecedented move, they have also decided they had to shut down the government in an unprecedented move. No matter the pain it inflicts upon hardworking American people, they were simply more afraid of the Marxists in their party than they are of voters.
Okay, this really doesn't make any goddamn sense. I mean, I get that they're calling Mamdani a Marxist. I actually believe that Mamdani is a Marxist himself. But here's what I'll tell you. Here's what I'll tell you. If New York wants to have a Marxist as their mayor, sure, this is a democracy. This is a representative republic. They'll put Mamdani in as mayor, and they'll either like him or they won't after the fact, and they'll either rehire him as a mayor or fire him as the mayor. But what Mike Johnson here is saying doesn't make a lot of sense. And the reason why it doesn't make a lot of sense is because the actual pain inflicted on Americans is the stopping of the socialism. So Mike Johnson is saying, oh, look, the Democrats are socialists. And what they're doing is stopping the socialism, which is hurting America. I mean, that's essentially what he's saying here, right? I believe so. Let's go back to the beginning because I think this is probably the most important part of this clip.
What we're witnessing is truly the end of the Democratic Party as we've known it.
The end of the Democratic Party as we know it. Now, I don't think it's the end. I just think it's a change, okay? That's what I believe. I believe the parties are changing. That's what I believe. And I will tell you in kind of a nutshell here that I believe the parties have been realigning and we really haven't known it. This is something unbeknownst to us. This is what happens in politics and the political body and the discourse across the spectrum, inside and outside that Overton window, without our knowledge. It's just the natural order of things. We've had several party shifts in our country's history. One of the most famous ones that we can remember recent history is during the Civil Rights era. And it really wasn't until we got to Ronald Reagan's presidency that the parties had fully shifted, where the Democratic Party was the party of big government and the Republican Party was the party of small, limited government. Guess what? I think it's shifting back. That's right. The parties are realigning. So when Mike Johnson says this is the end of the Democratic Party as you know it, well, then it's probably the end of the Republican Party as we know it, because we've started to see that already. I mean, if you've been paying attention more than 5 damn minutes, you would know that the Republican Party went from we want limited government to we want government to tell you who you are, what to think, how to dress, where you can be in the country, where you can't be, what skin color you can be. You got to have your documents. We're going to have our jackbooted thugs grab you. If you have a certain skin color, you're running around in a certain part of town. That's not limited government, and that is centralized executive authority. We're talking about unilateral power here. Big government people wanting big government unilateral power. Well, that sounds like a party shift to me there, Mikey. And I believe that we're just waiting on the Democratic Party to decide all together, all at once, maybe with an election, maybe with an event, probably an election, though, that we do not, as liberals, as the left, as moderates or centrists, conservatives, whatever you want to say, because liberals and conservatives are going to live inside these parties. And the reason why is because this is no longer left versus right. This is high centralized executive federal authority versus limited government. We're talking Article 1 versus Article 2 in the Constitution of the United States. So go to yourpocketconstitution.com, download a digital version, check out what I'm talking about here, see if you can smell what I'm stepping in, and don't forget to go ahead and like and subscribe here at the Tony Michaels Podcast, wherever you watch these videos, and check these out, because I'm going to be talking more about this realignment and the Overton window moving and shrinking and stretching and snapping back into place, because I believe it's happening, and it's happening right now. So stay tuned. We'll be back here soon.